through the eyes of a woman, you know?
Oh, look, he's got a billion toys. There's more video games than a teenaged Asian kid.
All right.
Is that the $6 million man's boss?
It's Oscar Gold.
Why do you have that?
That's worth a lot of money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the She Said No podcast. I'm your host, Marco G, here with my beautiful co-host, Gigi.
Hi.
So, welcome back to this fourth episode. We're really picking up steam now. It's been a wild ride. We started off, recording an episode a year ago, and things have really started to pick up steam. And so we're having a really good time and trying to be a lot more consistent with our content. Let's give us some background on why we started this podcast. So the She Said No podcast was really the brainchild of my wife, Gigi, and maybe I'll kick it to her to kind of give some background on why we're doing it.
Okay, I don't think you have to keep saying my wife, Gigi.
Okay, Gigi. Gigi's?
No, you go first. I feel like I always talk first.
So I'm a big podcast connoisseur. Love listening to all types of content, watching YouTube videos as well on a wide array of topics. But yeah, so I think that I'm kind of funny. My wife, Gigi, I did it again, thinks that she's pretty funny. And so we thought, maybe let's just start our own podcast. And let's talk about collecting and all the hobbies that I have and how we manage to make it work in our relationship or not make it work, as I've stated previously. Is that your recollection?
No, very different. It was actually from an argument. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So we were kind of bickering about your toys and how it was kind of getting out of control. I don't know if this is a common thing, but Marco forgets everything that we talk about.
I have zero memory.
Zero memory. So it's we talked about it and it was we had this conversation and Marco's go-to is always, tell me what happened. Tell me the conversation. I don't know. It happened months ago, right? And so I'm I'm going to start recording when we talk because I don't understand how you forget everything. And so I think you were okay, we'll record it. And I was no, I am going to record it and I'm going to play it back to you. That way, when we argue and you tell me something, I'm not no. So really, this is just establishing a record.
Gigi's in law school, so she's training to be an attorney, and so this is a very on-brand thing that she would want. She would want it submitted to the record. I don't actually remember that. Not shocking at all. But
yeah, we were literally. I remember it perfectly. We were standing in our kitchen, and we were talking, and we were bickering, and I'm going to record. How do you not remember any of this? It's it boggles my mind.
I'm a simple creature. I like breakfast foods and dark-haired women. Ron Swanson. Well, thank you for filling in those gaps in my memory. I did not recall at all. But
okay, hold on. I have something else to add.
Okay, go for it.
So a lot of the time you cut me off. So it's I feel like this is kind of a way where we can talk about it without you cutting me off. And then when you're wrong, you can come back and listen to the episode and then see how you were wrong.
Hold on. I'm going to let you finish. Okay. I like that. So do we have any updates on just our lives? I guess I'll go first since I'm the star of the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this whole podcasting thing was recently, so we've been trying to churn out more content, was recently on the Collecting Weekly, their show, I guess, network. With Zach, Dean, John the Everyday Collector, Mario, and Eddie, and had a really good time on the After Dark stream and was on their flagship show. And so Zach has been giving me a lot of pointers on how to up our audio game. Previously, I had purchased a Yeti mic, had no idea what any of the settings did. Not really quite sure about compression, so that's things that Zach's kind of teaching me and I'm learning. So really discovering our passion for doing this a little bit more regularly. And we'll hope to keep the content coming. I guess some additional background on this episode. We wanted a special Halloween episode. We were going to dress up. We had the costumes picked out. Well, I got delayed on ordering exactly the costumes that we had decided on. So they never came in time. In fact, as of recording this, the costumes still haven't arrived. And so we're going to do a special, it'll be maybe a bonus episode, a little bonus Halloween content and we'll dress up and we'll actually do video. So this was initially intended to be the first video podcast, but we're punting that for, this next experiment on the Halloween episode. Gigi, is that what you remember?
I remember at the beginning of October me telling you, hey, what do you want to dress up as so that I can get the stuff together? And then you're just saying, oh, maybe this, maybe. And I said, give me a thing because Halloween is coming up, and here we are.
Well, yeah, I fucked up per usual, but we're gonna rectify it. We're gonna get it right, and we're gonna actually get to dress up this year. It's been several years. We used to be pretty big on it. And life got in the way recently. Maybe I got in the way, and so finally a very belated Halloween. But we're gonna celebrate it. We're gonna do it right. So look forward to that piece of content coming in the next week or month or year. Some additional updates. I did go to Outside Lands in San Francisco, had an awesome time, but we talk about trade-offs. So that was a very expensive weekend or 2 days. And so that's room that, if there's additional figures that I may have wanted this month or next, really have to figure out how that weekend fit in the budget. Gigi was kind enough to allow me to go to a bonus day. So I originally only planned on going Friday, ended up going Saturday as well. I think I made a compelling argument to her on why it was a good idea. And she said yes, eventually. It doesn't happen very often, but she said yes.
Well, I said it's up to you.
Okay, up to you is a lot better than do whatever the fuck you want is normally where I get her. And so that sounds really weird. But yeah, that's normally when I'm like, okay, I got to tread lightly here, but I may have gotten as good of a yes as we can get. So that's my update. Gigi, what's been going on in your life?
I did watch is it a pod? I don't know what it's called. It's a podcast?
Oh, it's a show.
Okay,
You're talking about the Collecting Weekly?
Yes. So I watched all of it without Marco.
I was on 2 episodes. You watched both of them, right?
Yeah, but the last one I watched by myself.
Oh, okay.
You weren't
there. When I wasn't around. Mm-hmm.
Just take note that every single person who said that you should get X, Y, and Z, I marked them down, and you are on my radar.
When you're saying get X, Y, and Z, that's like I should purchase a statue or another figure.
Oh my God.
This community, let me just say, this community is a lot of enablers, right? That's what we do with one another.
Let me make this very clear on the record. Over my dead body, will you get a statue? Like, over my dead body. Over your dead body. There's going to be a dead body. Like, I'm going to tell you no right now. That is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So get that out of your head.
I'm over here sweating like I ate some spicy salsa. No, I hear you. And I don't have the room for statues. I admire them from afar. And so for our non-collecting friends out there listening to the podcast, I guess a hot toy or a 6-scale figure is considered a bit more of an action figure, right? You can pose it. A statue would be a static, piece of.
Everybody knows what a statue is.
Okay, well, yeah, just trying to clarify the difference. And normally they do make 1/6 scale, but normally they're a larger scale than 1/6. We're talking quarter and beyond, or just slightly bigger than Hot Toys. So I don't have the room, really not the desire. I do admire them from afar.
You don't have the wife for that.
That's no doubt.
Anyway, so I watched that, and last episode we talked about how I don't really watch movies, I don't like them, but I did get a spoiler from, is it the Wolverine movie? What is it called?
Logan. Logan was the movie of the week that they had picked.
So Marco has been trying, I don't know how long it's been out, but Marco has been trying to get me to watch this movie.
Several years now.
Right?
Oh, it's an older movie at this point.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to watch it. It's probably sad. The Dean the Dream.
Dean the Dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he said exactly why I didn't want to watch the movie. I don't want to be worrying about this little girl. Like, I knew that was going to be be issue, but
no spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay. It's been out for 1,000 years. I feel like at this point.
I understand, but we've got a wide range of listeners. You're either going to
watch it or you're not going to watch it. Alan's watched it, I'm sure. So anyway, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay to watch it now because of that.
All right. Well, thank you guys over at Collecting Weekly for finally convincing her to watch Logan. Not convincing her on the statues just yet, but that's a big step. On the last podcast, we talked about our movie watching habits and how we don't normally end up watching much stuff together outside of the Marvel kind of quippy stuff. So yeah, we will do a review of Logan on here once we're able to watch it.
1,000 years later.
That's all right. Our content's never really timely anyways.
We are Mexican.
So let's move on to our next segment then. Is that it for your updates?
Yeah.
Okay, so our next segment is Parking Pass Watch. A moment of silence here.
Why would you even bring that up?
It's a reoccurring segment. I've got to update the crew.
Gosh.
So I am thinking about how to get online. So that's the good thing. I did talk to our loyal listener / friend Jay about the process. She's like, oh, you go online and then you print out a form. Whoa, way too many steps now. I print out a form. I don't even have a printer. You have a printer. I don't. So we will get this parking pass.
That's not an issue when I have to print any of these like shipment stuff.
Okay, I've got no retort for that one. So
You walked right into that one. I don't even know why you brought that one up.
we just gotta give the listeners what they want. So reoccurring segment. All right, let's move on.
But weren't you in that building? Weren't you in that building?
I was, but because of COVID, they're not actually doing the walk-ins right now. That whole section was closed. So we'll get there. Okay, so moving on. Next update, let's talk about Gigi Judges, everyone's favorite segment where my wife Griselda, all right, I'm going to stop saying my wife Griselda, where Gigi
Also,
judges.
not your property. That's so bad.
Did that, the way I said it, infer
My
that
wife.
my wife is bored? Okay.
Yes, I know. Go
Okay, jeez. So this is where Gigi judges, many things. We're gonna branch out here eventually, obviously when we watch Logan, but specifically some of these aren't even recent Hot Toys drops, but these are ones that I'm not sure she's seen before, and I want to get them on her radar and get her thoughts.
Okay.
So the first one we're gonna start with is the 3-0 Green Ranger. Now this isn't Hot Toys. 3-0 is the company.
Okay.
So take your eyes upon the Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we grew up. Griselda and I are just a few years apart, so we grew up in the same era where Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles were king.
Yes.
And so, what do you think of this guy?
I like it. Wait, does this one move?
Yeah, so he's a figure.
Okay.
Just it doesn't come with a head, obviously, and probably not as much detail.
It doesn't come with the head?
No, well, he doesn't come with like a face, a human face.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think of this guy?
I like it. What? This material of his, like...
It's like spandex, right? It's like what the person would have worn on the show.
Interesting. Yeah, I love Power Rangers. Only Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, though.
Okay.
Like, after that, it was a shit show. I didn't even watch. Like, it was done.
Same with me. What Ranger were you? What color?
I wanted to be the green or the white, naturally.
Were you able to be the green or the white, or did your older cousins kind of nix that idea?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
In my mind, I was. So, therefore, I am.
I think I loved the Black Ranger. That was definitely the color that I ended up being, but I desperately wanted to be white or green. My older cousins were like, no chance. That's all us. So, yeah, Green Ranger. All right, so thumbs up. You like it. All right.
Like it.
Okay, very good. Reminder, we're not going to discuss whether I'm getting any figures, the prices on here. We don't want to bring that negativity into this segment, so we're just simply finding out whether Gigi likes it or not. Is that
the only picture? Are we doing how many pancakes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good call. Yes. How many pancakes out of 10 would you give the Green Ranger?
Is this the only thing it comes with? You weren't very prepared.
He comes with... No, that's it. He comes with two swords. The flute sword, remember he plays it, and then the... Oh,
yeah. He looks very... Like, he can move a lot. I don't know if that's, like, one of the...
I'm not actually sure what the articulation is like on this one, but, yeah, the material definitely makes it seem like you could move it around a bunch. You get him in some dynamic poses.
I'm going to go, just because it's close to my heart, I'm going to go with a 7. Okay. I like the material of its costume. It looks like it can move a lot. Yeah, I like this one.
Okay, so 7 out of 10 pancakes. All right.
But, like, yeah, I wish it came with more.
More accessories.
Yeah.
What else would it come with, really?
Its mascot thing.
The mascot? Oh, you're talking... Oh, the Zord or the giant robot?
That would have been cool.
Oh, I'm sure if these are popular enough, they will release those.
Just their sidekicks?
Zords, right? Isn't the Megazord where they all get together? And
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Mascot is definitely not
Spanish was my first language.
Okay, well, that's not really the excuse here. But okay, so let's move on to the next figure. 7 out of 10 pancakes for the 3-0 Green Ranger.
I'm being very generous, I feel like. Like, my heart says I'm being generous, but I'm speaking from the heart because obviously Power Rangers.
Okay, very good. And they do have all the other colors. They're making a White Ranger as well. So, just so you know. Okay, next figure. Wanda from WandaVision. Now, this is not the Halloween costume version or not the beginning version, but the actual Scarlet Witch, what she powers up to at the end.
Listen.
Spoiler alert.
I really hate that you're mansplaining this to me. Are you explaining it for me or for...
You watched the show with
exactly.
me, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm
like...
explaining it to the audience.
Okay.
Who can't see what we're looking at currently.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm like, I watched the show. I know which one this is. Okay. Okay, I like it.
Okay, so
She
here's
doesn't
the
look
up
as-
close.
Okay.
She doesn't look as what?
Like, you know, when she becomes this
The Scarlet
version?
Witch? Uh-huh.
Yeah. She's like more like rage. Like you can see the rage and
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
she's pissed off.
Yeah, and like the confusion and like all that like turmoil within.
Yeah, Hot Toys doesn't normally do, if it's just one head, they don't normally do a particular expression.
Okay.
They kind of make it neutral,
Mm.
which, you know, sometimes good and bad. They always look good, but sometimes you might want a pissed off face. Okay, so there's the up close one. And here's the whole shebang. So they've got her cape. I know you're a big
Yes,
cape
I am
person.
a big cape person.
Okay, don't zoom in on her pussy though.
Oh my
God.
You have to take that out,
Why,
That is not okay.
Why would I take that out?
Marco.
Okay, we'll talk about it after the show.
I like this. I don't love. I know that's what it looks like, but I'm spoiled now. And looking at Loki's hair, I'm not very content with the hair.
You're
here.
not content with the hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks good. It looks good.
Okay. And the outfit you like?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that outfit is like badass.
Okay. And here's another one up close with her doing
Okay.
some of her.
Yeah, I like.
Right. Yeah. This was
Much
maybe a little.
feathers.
Yeah. This is a better
She kind of
view.
looks like me there a little bit.
Yeah, I always said that Elizabeth Olsen and you kind of share
No,
some
they're just
similarities. Okay. Well,
I like this.
okay. So how many pancakes?
Is there another one like with her like posed like that or no?
I'm sure I could go back and find one. I don't have it on
You
hand,
were not
but
very prepared.
I just tried to get a handful of pictures for each one.
Okay.
Okay, so out of how many pancakes?
I feel bad giving it less than the Green Ranger because obviously it's like more of like more intricate.
Okay, yeah, because it is a hot toy. So
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it. I feel like I need to see another picture, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6.
Okay, wow, 6
The
pancakes
hair,
out of 10.
I love the outfit. The face, I'm just like not. It's not Scarlet Witch to me.
Okay.
You know, I
Okay.
get what you're saying about they only do one size fits all, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay,
And
6 out of 10.
and I really like her, but I just need that rage, you know.
All right. You want more pissed off. All right.
Yeah,
Note to Hot Toys, more pissed off scripts. Okay, our next figure is Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian.
Okay, so the baby. Wait. It
Okay,
comes
so
with
right now
everything?
we're looking at the picture of
You're gonna put it
with
up, so you
Luke
don't have to
holding
describe.
Grogu
You don't have to
and
describe it 'cause
R2D2.
you're gonna put it up.
Okay, well that's a valid point.
Okay, it comes with R2D2 though.
He doesn't come with R2D2. Yeah, but he does come with
Oh, the baby. Okay, well, obviously the baby is like king, so obviously.
child.
Oh, the child. Sorry.
Let me go. Let's show some more pictures. Oh, I think you're stuck at the face, and let's
yes.
discuss
okay,
the face.
let's discuss the face.
Because in the show, remember they used a bunch of
Yes, I
technology
know, I
that was
know.
like deep fakes and CG. And so I think that they really well replicated what the face looked like in the show.
Yeah.
But the face in the show kind of looked a little fucked up. Right? Like it was good, but it was like a little unsettling.
Yeah, but also the real face. Remember we had this conversation?
Oh, you're talking about Mark Hamill's actual face?
Yes. So I was like, I don't like how it looks. But then one of our friends was like, oh, he was actually in a like car accident or something.
Yeah, I don't
And then I
recall.
felt really bad because I'm over here like saying his face is the worst. And then I find out that he's actually like had like some type of damage or something, right? Like a scar or something like that. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it looks obviously just like the
What do you
one
think of
in
the outfit
show.
though? Like he's got a cape. I know you love the
Yeah,
capes.
he's not one of my favorite characters.
Okay, you're not a big Luke
So,
Skywalker guy.
yeah. So I feel like I'm being a little bit biased on that.
Okay. All right. So
I mean, it's really, really well made.
out of 10 pancakes, how many pancakes?
This is gonna be hard because I'm putting emotion into it.
Good.
Rolling eyeballs?
That's-
Jesus.
That's just part of, you could get them looking in different directions.
Ew, I don't like that.
Okay, well, that's a weird thing not to like. But
Is there another character that has this?
yeah,
With the
technically
rolling?
this is their DX, so like their extra deluxe line that
Okay.
has. So Darth Maul that I have has those rolling eyeballs. There might be some other ones, and I'm drawing a blank on other specific characters I have already
Okay.
that have the rolling eyeballs. But yeah, this isn't brand new tech.
I feel like that's gonna be really creepy. I like Escape. Obviously, the child is gonna mark him up a little bit because obviously it's the child.
That's gonna give him bonus points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see one more time. And it comes with this.
Yeah.
With the,
comes with the lightsaber. Mm-hmm.
Based on what he looked like in the show, I feel like he's better in that respect to Scarlet Witch because he looks just like that in the show. So I'm gonna give him.
Just speak from the heart.
I'm trying. I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5 pancakes for Mando Luke Skywalker. Okay, and let's move on to our final figure from your favorite movie, Back to the Future. Marty McFly and Einstein. I'll show you Einstein in a second, but let's look at Marty first of all.
The expression, like the face expression, is really good.
He kind of looks like, what?
Yeah, exactly. I can hear him breathing. I like the outfit. It's very like.
Why is he wearing a life preserver though?
No.
It's a joke from the movie.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Okay, let's move on to another picture with Einstein.
Oh, the dog!
I knew that was gonna get you.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's adorable. Okay. Oh, Einstein is the dog. I thought he was a scientist.
You thought he came with Albert Einstein? You
no,
really don't remember the movie at all.
Marty is.
Yeah, Marty McFly.
Okay, and then what's the?
Oh,
scientist?
Doc Brown.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, you thought Doc Brown's name was Einstein.
Okay.
Honest mistake.
I really like this one. Oh,
okay, it comes with a jean jacket, like a little fucking bad bitch, and a skateboard.
Okay.
And,
this one I like a lot.
Okay, so how many pancakes?
Okay, I like the figure. Oh my god, and it comes with a little camera. It's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I like the figure.
And a watch too.
Okay, naturally. I like the figure. I like the design, and I like the outfits. So I feel like it has to be kind of high, but here's the thing. I wouldn't get this one.
Okay.
Just because when I think of Hot Toys, I don't like these regular TV, like regular movie things.
Got it. That's the criticism that a lot of people have, that they only do Star Wars and Marvel. Back in the day, they used to do a lot more movies, like mostly sci-fi stuff, right? But they would intersperse some different movies. So like this is kind of a novelty now to get Back to the Future. This is technically a remake of a figure they've done before, but long before I started collecting. So
okay. Yeah.
It just doesn't fit the collection.
So I just want to, I wouldn't pay that amount for, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know how much it is, but I wouldn't pay it.
Okay. Without knowing how much it is, it's overpriced.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's really well done. Does that make sense? Like, it's really well done. If it was a character that, like, I absolutely loved, and I know that this movie is a classic, so, like, I can see people getting it for that reason, but I don't think it's as cool as, like, the Marvel and the Star Wars, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so I wouldn't get it.
Okay.
But with that said, it is really well done, and I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, 8 pancakes. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the highest scoring figure we have on this month's Gigi.
But I wouldn't
judges.
get it.
Okay, but it's an 8, but admire from afar. Okay, with that caveat. All right, let's move on. So that was another round of Gigi judges. Okay, so we are going to move into Is It Weird? Now, did we determine what we were going to talk about in the Is It Weird segment? Okay, so I'll let you lead this one.
Okay, so is it weird to use your significant other's bath towel after it's been used already?
Okay, so this feels targeted. This is targeted at me. Okay, so is it weird that after I shower, so we've got towel racks, one on top, one on the bottom. I'll just use sometimes, Griselle does, if sometimes I'll, trash mine or put it to the dirty clothes, and then I haven't put out a new one for myself because I forgot, and so I'll just use hers. Her bits have touched my bits before, so I don't really see the issue. I mean, it's not a mystery to those.
Here's the thing. First of all, it is a mystery.
Oh, okay.
Second, so I understand that, but like even just you drying your hands on my towel is so gross to me because like I feel like boys just like I don't feel like my towel stinks, and like I can tell when you've used it, like it stinks.
I do expire very quickly. I do understand that. You hardly sweat, and I sweat the moment I wake up from bed. Like, especially in the summer, I'm already fucking drenched, and I haven't even taken a step out of the bed. So I understand that. But is it weird is the overall question, right?
Yeah.
So those couples listening, if you wouldn't mind dropping a comment down below, is it weird to use your significant other's towel? According to Griselda, it's weird. According to me, I think it's totally normal. But I do stank, so I get why she doesn't want me to use it. Okay, so that ends the inaugural Is It Weird? And we will move on to our topic of the show. Dots. Okay, we really got to get a new intro for that because we're completely ripping off Kind of Funny. Okay, so today's topic is Disneyland. Now, this, again, on things not being timely, we went to Disneyland at the end of 2019. It was one of the last trips we took before everything shut down. We've been planning to go back again since, the new Avengers campus is open. So it's something that's been top of mind. But we kind of wanted to kick off our talks about traveling. So this Disney topic is kind of a microcosm for our travels in general. So I guess the first thing we'll say is what made us want to go to Disneyland? I know I wanted to go to Disneyland. Was there any desire on your end to go, or were you just appeasing me?
No, I think it was your birthday, and you said you wanted to go to Disney.
Okay, so that's what made you want to go. It was my birthday. I said that's something that I wanted to do for my birthday, and you were just like, "All right, motherfucker, let's go." Was that it?
Well, yeah, it was our second time going. So you went as a child, and I had never gone until like the first time that we went when we took my mom.
Yeah,
and my
like
sister.
2014 maybe.
Mm-hmm. And so this was my second time going. And yeah, it was your birthday. That's what you wanted to do.
Okay, so you were kind of tagging along though. It wouldn't have been your first choice of places to travel to.
Yeah, I mean, I can take it or leave it.
Okay, all right. So with that lens, yeah, so I was very excited with the new Star Wars land opening, right? Galaxy's Edge. I was like, okay, we got to go. So we planned a trip December of 2019. And one thing that I'll say is I'm not a big ride person in general. Like, this is the sensation of falling. I'm pretty much a wimp. Griselda's pretty fearless. She'll do whatever. But also, I don't think she's a huge fan of the big crowds. And so the big crowds, whatever, even though I'm an anxious person, I don't really get too swept up in that stuff very often. In terms of the rides that we'd want to ride, was there anything that like you went into like, okay, I got to ride this? You're kind of a bit more of a thrill seeker than I am.
Yeah. The one.
Okay,
I don't know the names.
So formerly the Tower of Terror.
Yes.
And now it's Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout, I think.
Yeah. I wanted that one, and then Cars. I heard it was really, really good.
Okay, so you were looking forward to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Should we tell our story about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Okay, so I tell
a lot of things happened.
It was an eventful trip. Oh,
just there.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let's even start with this. So Griselda, we've established. Gigi's, we've established is in law school. She had a test. Did we didn't plan it right, or what happened?
No, it was my citizenship.
Oh yeah, she had her citizenship exam. That's exactly right. I've got zero fucking memory. She had her citizenship exam the days that we were supposed to fly out to Disneyland.
So we had planned it, and we had already arranged like the flights, everything
Hotel,
was arranged, and
tickets.
Yeah, and you don't get your notice. Like they don't give you a lot of notice from when they mail you the receipt notice saying you have an appointment this date to the date of. So everything was already booked and ready to go, and then of course I get it, and I think we were like, let's say we were supposed to leave on the 17th. Well, my appointment was like that day.
It was that exact day.
Like at 3 p.m.
So we did all this contorting to figure out, okay, if we move the flights back, It turned out, you know what, Griselda was like, you just go, and you just go to Disneyland the first day by yourself, and then I'll meet you that night after I'm done with my exam.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so she's nodding as that's it. That's what happened. She's confirming my memory that that's what happened.
It might have been the next day, but anyway, it was after the flight. Yeah, there was a reason why I couldn't fly like with you that day.
Okay.
Obviously, I had the test, so I actually went to my citizenship appointment, took all of my stuff with me, and then literally like flew out after my test. It's weird calling it a test, but yeah, after my appointment, I literally flew straight to
Long Beach, right? That's where we flew into. And then, yeah.
So you had a full day by yourself.
Yeah, so a full morning by myself. And if you know me, I don't think that that's very off-brand. What do you think? That for me to just go to Disneyland by myself?
Yeah.
Well, we established in the previous episode, I go to movies by myself. So I'm like, whatever. I could hit up my friends in Southern California or just go to Disneyland in the morning by myself. I was so eager to get there right first thing in the morning to check out Galaxy's Edge. So freaking lined up, run to Galaxy's Edge.
Wait, before that, because so when we bought the tickets, it was through the military.
That's right. So Griselda is in the military, and so we got discounted tickets. So we decided to do 4 days, right? Because the value was so good.
It was a 4-day hopper.
And so I was doing research online where they said you have to have your military spouse with you, or the person who's responsible for securing the tickets has to be with you, or else you will not get in. Well, me being kind of one that likes to skirt around the rules, I was like, I think it'll be fine. I was a bit anxious about it. Sure enough, it was fine. I mean, I have a military ID as well. So
ID.
Yeah, there you go. Spousal ID. They always think that I'm the one in the military, but Gigi's really the badass. So no, I had no issues getting in, although that was, something where we were thinking, okay, you might have to be on the sidelines until I get in. You just go explore Anaheim. Anyway, so go to check out Galaxy's Edge. This was prior to the second ride being open, and I'm drawing a blank on that name, but the only one that was open was the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. And so get there, and the best part is the single rider line that you're just able to kind of run to the top of. Little did I know, though, all the various positions that they'll are positions they'll give you. I guess jobs they'll give you. And so for those who haven't gone, or those who have, the engineer, the worst possible position. You're in the back. You really can't see very well, and you're just pressing fucking buttons. It's kind of lame. I mean, the ride overall is kind of cool, but so it didn't start off with a bang. I was a bit disappointed by the Smuggler's Run being the engineer, but then did just go explore. I would say there's kind of a lack of characters that maybe they'll have some peppered around. But yeah, overall, I know that they're continuing to build out Galaxy's Edge, but my first experience was like very overwhelmed seeing the Millennium Falcon, seeing all the stuff, a little let down by the ride. And then overall, just thought it was an okay experience. We would go back later. Gigi and I would go back to check out the what's the name? Olga's Cantina, which that was an amazing experience.
The fizzy drink.
That's right, the fuzzy tauntaun, I think it was. I can't remember shit, but I'll remember just the most random things. It makes your upper lip numb. We'll get back to what else we did later in the trip at Galaxy's Edge. But yeah, so spent the morning there. Griselda joined me. What do you say our favorite ride was? I
think for me, what's the one that we kept going on 1,000 times?
Yeah, so that's Hyperspace Mountain, right? That's just like the perfect ride to me. You don't go upside down. You don't have like some crazy drops. You're going fast though. And so we would go on that. So I ended up going on that myself. Griselda ended up going on herself. We would try to go together. Doing the single rider lines is the best though, right? Yeah, you might not end up riding right alongside one another, but you can get on the ride in less than 15 minutes. Yeah. When before I've spent like an hour and a half, if not more, in line, you could get on the ride in 15 minutes or less. And we rode that sucker to death.
I think like you went to the restroom and like I got on it twice by the time like you came back. It was amazing.
And so, okay, so here's what I want to talk about. I will get back to the story of the Guardians of the Galaxy breakout or whatever the heck it's called in a second. But Griselda and I are big on get up first thing in the morning. So wherever we're traveling, get up butt ass early, get to walking around, get to our breakfast foods, enjoy the morning before all the crowds get there. And then no later than noon, we're back at home in the hotel, resting, hitting the pool. We love to miss the crowds in the morning. And then we'll kind of spend the middle of the day when most of the folks are out there. And this applies to, a lot of places. When most of the crowds are there, we'll try to miss that. And then we'll go back at night. And so we're big on the napping during the trips. And so that's always our strategy. But I guess we're, okay.
You're just saying, so I think, well, my point in that is that I think, like, we're not compatible, I would say, like, barely ever. But the way that
just in general in life, we're not compatible?
The way that we travel, like, we are very compatible, right? Like, that's the one thing that we're really good at together.
I would agree because we got it down. So getting up early, we love to walk everywhere. So if we can walk instead of taking an Uber or taking the train or driving, we will do that. Everything is around food, so we'll like seek out places that we want to go eat, and then we'll walk there. So try to burn off the calories, and yeah, so we are very compatible when it comes to traveling.
Not the getting to the airport, but once we're
Oh, geez. Okay, there's two types of people. What was the meme?
Yeah.
There's two types of people: those that pack the night before, and those that are doing a load of laundry the day of the flight. And that is definitely
No, you got that way wrong.
okay. How do you say it then?
It was like people that have their bags ready like days before the trip, and those that are doing a load of laundry the day of or the night before, and
2
then
hours
those
before the
people
flight.
get married.
There you go. Those people get married. So, yeah. So flying part. Oh, that's always a nightmare. But when we're actually to our destinations, it gets lit because we're normally very much on the same schedule. Let's get back to the Guardians of the Galaxy because I will tell this story any moment or any chance I can get. I'm not big at falls or dropping. So like the drop zone that was here at the Six Flags near us, never went on it. Like it's not a sensation that I particularly enjoy. But because it was Guardians of the Galaxy, well, I actually went on it when it was Tower of Terror. So I had gone on it before. I knew what it was like. Went on it with a bunch of kids. Like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. Still was scared shitless. But so already was a bit anxious going to the Guardians of the Galaxy version that used to be Tower of Terror. And then there was this nice young couple that was either in front of us or behind us, was chatting it up with them, and they had been on it a bunch of times. So then they end up sitting right next to us. So the ride is awesome though, just the whole presentation, right?
The music, the graphics, it was awesome.
Right, they had all the multimedia presentation. So right, so they've got little vignettes or little scenes where you see the Guardians trying to escape the collector's room, and meanwhile I think they play different songs, but for us, the one time that I went on, or the one time we went on, it was Jackson 5, I Want You Back, which is an all-time banger. The ride, they start playing Jackson 5, I think Rocket comes out and they jam some plugs together, they shoot you straight up in the air, and on the first drop, I lost track of where I was, total out-of-body experience, grabbed Griselda's leg to my right, and then grabbed the inner thigh to my left, and then we drop and stop. And then I'm just there looking at the guy next to me.
The guy's looking at you.
Yeah, well, we were looking at each other. We were staring deep into each other's eyes. And so the couple that was with us in line, and I'm just like, dude, I am so sorry. And then he's just there cracking up. So they had been on it before. They knew where the picture was taken. And so I'll maybe see if I can incorporate the picture. I'll look into the laws of whether we can show his face, but maybe we'll put some black bars over his eyes. He's looking right at me like, bro, what the heck are you doing? So he played it perfectly when the picture was taken after we got off the ride. So I was very embarrassed. After we got off the ride, he goes like, so how does this work? Do I get your number now? Or what? So he was a great sport about it. Flash forward to the next day, we're in line for Peter Pan, and he comes up and taps me on the shoulder and goes, hey, bro, you going to be all right on this ride? Or it was phenomenal, and yeah, to this day, a great shame of mine, but if I was going to grab anyone's inner thigh, I'm glad that I grabbed that young man's inner thigh. We didn't exchange numbers, so unfortunately, that's where
You'll always have the memories.
We will always have Guardians of the Galaxy and Peter Pan. Should we talk about the lightsaber?
Yeah.
So the building your own lightsaber, that was something that prior to the trip, Griselda was already like, no. The moment she saw the price tag, she's like, you're out of your gosh darn mind if you think that you're going to build a lightsaber for that price. And so I think I had been watching, typical of me, had been watching a podcast where they were hyping it up like, this is such an incredible experience. You got to do it when you're there. And so it being my birthday, I played the guilt card. How do you recall that I convinced you that it was something I had to do?
You were like, it's not just a lightsaber. It's like a whole experience. Like, you get to build it, blah, blah, blah. You even try to say, like, oh, you can even, like, build a little BB-8. How cute would that be? And I was like, I'm not building a BB-8 because I think it's, like, even more expensive or around the same price.
They're about the same price, yeah.
So I was like, okay, Marco is very hard to shop for because he wants, like, really exclusive things, right? And so, like, I'm not, like, I'm not gonna get in. It's like back in the day when you would get in line for shoes, like Jordans. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
I was that person doing that though.
Yeah. So I will give him the money, and then he can buy whatever he wants. Because
How romantic.
because I'm not like, it's the same thing with the PlayStations, like all these like gadgets that, you know, it's like you have to like be on alert, or you have to be looking or whatever. Like,
And Gigi's really like, I don't have time for that. Like, you go do the research, you go get it yourself, and that could be your gift.
yeah, and I'll pay for it. So it was like similar to this. I'm like, okay, well, I think you had said like, well, I want Jordans and I want this. And I'm like, no, you will get one. So pick whatever you want.
I may have gotten them both. I don't actually
I
recall
actually
that.
don't remember that either. Tricked per usual. But yeah, and so he was like, okay, well, I think it will be a cool experience. I think you went like back and forth on whether you were going to do it.
And for our listeners, I want to say the price is like $200 or $250. Like
it's like $210, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was like pretty expensive to the point where like, okay, Disneyland's already expensive, and then you tack on an additional 200 some odd bucks, and so like even I was conflicted. Like, is it going to be worth it? But at the end of the day, because it was my birthday, Gigi said, "Go for it, let's do it." And so let me truncate the story because we're already going very long here on this.
And no substance.
Well, I won't argue with you there. So I ended up picking the light side. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do. There's like various classes. I'm gonna pick the light side one. Met one of the only other older folks in line. Right, it was a bunch of kids and then this older guy and myself. He happened to be a Raiders fan as well. He was like, "Oh man, I had to do the dark side one because you know I'm a Raiders fan." And then he had me thinking, "Shit, I got to do that too." So I went and swapped really quick, making everyone's
Hold on. Before that, it was like literally like having a child. You look over to me and say, "I think I want to trade."
I think I made a mistake.
And I'm like, okay, go ahead. Oh my God.
So ran over there, swapped out. Anyways, it was a really cool experience. Was it $200 or $200+ worth? Hard to say. I couldn't really verify that, but it was a really awesome experience. And then I'll see if I can put up the picture of me holding my new lightsaber I constructed, and then just a bunch of kids around. It was a humbling moment, but you know what? I'm a big kid at heart, and most of the folks listening to this might feel the same way. So no embarrassment there. So that was it with the lightsaber. Any other big takeaways from Disneyland in general? Anything else that stuck out?
Yeah, it's like very expensive. I don't know how like families do it. It's so expensive. And I feel like for us, it wasn't as expensive with the military thing discount. But there was another small, remember the michelada?
Oh, yeah.
So we saw people like in the food.
This was at California Adventure, right? And so they were doing the Navidad, right? So they have the whole
Navidad.
No, but that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I say it in a weird way? Navidad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Feliz. Okay. So they had a whole celebration, they had a parade and everything, and so we saw people with micheladas. I'll let you tell the rest.
Well, we're like going towards like where we see people, you know, coming out with them, and so like looking everywhere, don't see anything. Again, Spanish is my first language. I don't know names of anything really, and like I look around and I tell Marco, well, I don't see micheladas, but I see Michelob, so maybe it's like a Disney California Adventures type of, maybe that's how they say micheladas.
And I was flabbergasted. I was like, that is Michelob, first of all, you sweet summer child. And she had never heard of Michelob Ultra, Michelob Light, nothing. Was totally unaware. And so we had a really good laugh. And so now that's my golf drink of choice. So she's very familiar with the Michelob.
We still call it Michelob, but which actually make great micheladas. I have a question for you. So again, I didn't go to Disneyland as a child, and I feel like it's gonna be different when and if we have children and we take them, because obviously you're seeing Disney through their eyes, and it's something that like a lot of like my coworker just went with his two little ones, and one is like 3 and the other one's 1, And of course, like, right, they just like so amazed by everything. Obviously, like, so is Marco. So I guess I could kind of see where that.
No, I'm a tough critic. I'm hard to amaze. But...
What about Disney is so obviously I don't have that because I never went as a child. Like, I went as an adult. You know, I don't like crowds, and it's like walking around all day, which is fine. But it's like thinking about walking around with a child all day, like.
It's also the standing in lines, too,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, you and I have it down to a science, but if we're with kids, then...
And what's the science? You go, you get that ticket. I know, like...
Yeah, we know how to do the Fast Pass. I think they just changed the rules on the Fast Pass now, too. Disney's pretty washed now. But the Fast Pass and the single rider and just knowing, going at not the peak times, we know how to do it. But
I think the most we ever, like, spent in line, and that's because, like, we went together, was probably, like, 45 minutes. The most. I can't imagine spending hours. Like, that's insane.
Do you remember what ride that was for?
I think it was the one with the, remember, it's like the ice, it's the water one?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but okay, I recall.
Yeah, I think that's the one 45 minutes.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, because even, like, for everything, we would, like, cars, we did single rider. Remember, that line always gets crazy, like 2 hours plus.
So what was your question about with the kids?
Sorry, so what about Disney is so magical, I guess?
So I would say as a kid, right, you grow up on those movies. So when you're going as a kid, obviously everything's scaled to you being amazed as a child and then all the characters that you love. So there's that layer. And now Disney owns all the other things that I loved and do love now, Star Wars and Marvel. So like they're getting the nostalgia that from when you were a kid, and then all this other stuff that you also loved as a kid that they now own, and they're layering that on top. And so I feel like they've got a monopoly on really like properties that are near and dear to our hearts. So I would say that's the big appeal of it. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you satisfied with that answer?
It was just an open question.
Okay, fair enough. No, but I do understand why some might say like, Disneyland. We definitely get that judgment from like, okay, you don't have any kids and you're going to Disneyland, right? Like that's definitely a question that comes up. I think that there's a lot to be enjoyed as an adult or just as single adults going to Disneyland, and it could seem miserable to take like very young kids, and so would be interested to know how parents kind of manage that because that's a hell of a task to have a good time with the kids in the heat or the cold. Yeah, that's a tall task. Waiting in line, walking all day. Oof. Anything else to say on Disneyland? I will say we do want to plan a trip to go back to see the Avengers Campus, and then that second Star Wars ride that was not online when we went, and now obviously is a big staple of Galaxy's Edge. So we hopefully will be going either this year or early next year if I can get Gigi to say yes just one more time. Anything else on Disneyland?
I don't think so.
Okay, well that ends our topic of the show.
Oh, my friend did just go actually. Oh, sorry.
I just ended the topic of the show and now, all right, go ahead.
So we went during Halloween and Christmas. Which one did you prefer? If you have a preference. I
really like the Christmas. The Christmas themes are, I just have man, I'm already playing Mariah Carey. Okay. I'm that person.
Yeah, you are that person.
I'm that type of dude.
I see we're not compatible. I love Halloween, and my friend actually just went, and so she was like posting stuff on like Instagram and stuff, and everything just looks so cool. A lot of the things that I like, the food especially. I don't know if it's overhyped because we really just ate at that one like brewery, or remember that we had beer and like some nachos, and actually it wasn't that expensive. Remember we were
but that was even in downtown Disney. You're talking about when we went to Ballast Point, so that wasn't even in the park. That was just in downtown Disney. Yeah. Okay. Another thing I would say, like we're very budget conscious, and I guess we didn't really get into that, and that's a big part of this show. But we'll think about like, okay, what's the best bang for our buck when we're eating in the park? Like maybe we'll try one thing one day, but we'll try not to go overboard. We'll try to like walk to places that are outside of the park. Like we found, the Packing District in Anaheim that, had some really incredible like gourmet food. And of course, not stuff that you can get in the park. And the value was a lot better. It's still SoCal prices, but okay. So you want to go for Halloween though? That was your
I preferred Halloween over Christmas. Like, this was one thing that I had over you, like the Nightmare Before Christmas. You didn't know what that was.
I had never seen.
That-
I still maybe not have seen the whole thing. I fell asleep when we were trying to watch it. So
Yeah, well,
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
yeah. What did I say?
The night.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the best.
Okay, well we will. All right. So
I mean, they
I'm
haven't-
hearing that she wants to go for Christmas. So we're
No,
getting
we've
close to.
gone to both.
Oh, excuse me. I said Christmas. I meant Halloween.
Halloween, I prefer Halloween.
Okay, but I'm hearing that you might want to go back for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. Like, I'm not opposed to going back to Disneyland. I don't know that I would go back.
For 4 days, like we did. last
Yes.
time.
Oh my
Okay.
God, I cannot do 4 days, and that's because I missed one. I think, right? Because we had a 4-day hopper pass.
You missed that morning. Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay,
not
okay.
a full day. We went back for the
Yeah, that's
shows.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
right,
2
that's right,
days.
That's right.
One in
Yes,
each park.
4
or-
days was way too many days.
But it was a nice novelty to just let it breathe and be like, okay, I'm just gonna today. I'm just gonna go on Space Mountain a bunch of times, and that's all that I have to do. Like I don't feel pressured to see everything because it's just let it breathe.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like from there was that, and I don't know which park this was at again because I can't keep track. But I got kind of car sick. Motion sickness.
Yeah, Star Tours. You hate Star Tours.
And that was like one of the very first ones.
Yeah.
And it messed me up for the rest of the day.
But that was the previous trip, though, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
wasn't-
I'm just
okay.
saying.
So you knew to avoid it this time.
Yeah, I didn't go on it.
Yeah, and I love Star Tours. I went on Star Tours a bunch. That is legitimately one of my favorite
Yeah.
rides. So, again, stuff that we can kind of do separately. But now we're Disneyland pros, so we'll keep everyone updated on our next trip. I think we've gone long enough. That's what she said. Let's wrap this segment up.
That's not what she said.
Okay, well, TM. All right, so anything else that you want to update the audience on? This is our longest episode thus far.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to cut it.
No,
and
I'm
I
not
don't
cutting
feel like
anything.
we said anything like of substance. We went
Okay.
1,000 years ago.
If
We
you
don't
thought
really
this
know.
episode was shit and that we didn't say anything of substance, please say something down in the comments.
Like, I wish we had somebody who had gone recently, like Romo or Marcus.
Well, we did want to have Marcus on this one, so we'll get him on for another topic.
Yeah,
Maybe
he knows all the tips.
Yeah, Marcus is he's a connoisseur of many things, so we'll have him on one of these episodes. Looking forward to having some special guests sometime here soon. So let's wrap this thing up. Anything else that you want to share with the audience?
No.
Okay. All right. Very good. How many pancakes would you give this episode?
Oof, like a 2.
Wow, 2 pancakes.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
Well,
impressed.
all right. We will try to do better next time. All right. That is it from us. Gigi, take us out.
Bye.